Okay, so you want to feel better, you want to get back in control of your life and your business, and you just want better results. Well, if that's the case, you're in luck, because today I'm going over how to take 100% responsibility for everything in your life and business, meaning you can create any results that you want. I'm Hanna Hermanson, international speaker, published author, brand strategist, and real person, here to help you make your dream life your real life. And today, we're gonna take 100% responsibility and quadruple, double, 10x, whatever you want, your results in every aspect of your life, specifically a coaching or consulting business. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep getting insights and resources from me on how to make your dream life your real life and 100x your business and life results. A lot of times people feel like they don't know what they're doing wrong. They're doing all the things, but they're not getting the outcomes that they want. And that could be for a lot of reasons. But today, I'm gonna give you the number one thing you can start doing today to make that shift, to set yourself up for that abundance, for those things on your vision board to actually start coming true. And it's really about taking 100% responsibility. You've seen these quotes on Pinterest, you've heard people talk about this, and it is absolutely true. So, before we jump into the 3 steps, I gotta give you some real talk. Everything in your life is because of you. That's right. Everything you're either creating or allowing in your life. You don't like the weather? Move. You don't like your business results? Do something differently. You don't like the quality of your relationships? Change. Blaming, complaining, pointing the finger to other people, making excuses are never the answer. Take 100% ownership and realize that everything in your life is either created or allowed by you. Okay, so here's a real life example of what I mean. Let's take the same event, the same situation that's out happening in the world. Perhaps you get a refund request from a client. Let's pretend that happens. Person A, their response is to this refund request, their response is, oh, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. I was never good enough. They have all of this shame and guilt, or even they blame that person. They weren't the best kind of client anyway. They weren't taking the actions that I asked them to. So their response to the event of having a refund request is anxiety, blame, shame, doubt, fear. Let's take person B. Person B jumps on the phone right away with a client and says, hey, got your refund request, just curious, where's this coming from? The client explains that there weren't clear expectations in the program. They signed up for something that they thought was going to be different than what the actual delivery was. Person B says, wow, thank you so much for that feedback. They turn around and they implement an onboarding system into their business, they update their contract, and they change the way that they interact with clients moving forward. They take the feedback and they create an outcome that might still result in a refund, but means that every other client is going to be better off because of their response to the event. E plus R equals O. The event was that you got a refund request. You get to respond however you want. Take control of your R. Take responsibility to respond in a productive manner so that your O, your outcome, is something positive, something that's going to help you grow and flourish as a business owner, not something that's going to keep you up at night in anxiety and doubt and imposter syndrome if you choose the response, the R, of, oh, I was never meant for this. Same event, different response, different outcomes. So how do we build this ability? How do we build the ability to respond responsibly, to show up and create beneficial outcomes no matter what the event is? Well, I've got 3 steps that are going to help you dial that in starting today. First step, we need to clear out the clutter. We need to stop blaming, complaining, and excuse making. But it's a habit that's ingrained in most of us. So in order to cut that habit, break the cycle, write down all of the people you're blaming, all of the excuses that you have. So when I started my business, I had so many excuses. Why I wasn't going to be successful, why I shouldn't put myself out there, why it wasn't working. I'm too young. I don't have enough money. right? You're blaming the current state of your bank account for your future success. You've got to get rid of that excuse. You've got to quit blaming your parents or the way you were brought up. Just because no one taught you money mindset, just because no one invited you to be an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Blaming the weather. When I was working in a cubicle, I took this challenge with a coworker. I said, in the month of February, we were living in the Midwest. February is miserable in my opinion. The month of February, we are not talking about the weather because I knew every time I talked about the weather, I was just complaining. That was the same February that I started network marketing. I started teaching yoga. I had so much more space and opportunity because I wasn't wasting my energy complaining about the weather. And then I also moved to California, so it was no longer even an issue. You might be blaming the fact that you don't have a certification. You might be creating the excuse that you need more education before you get started. You've got to be able to identify what obstacles you're creating for yourself and eliminate them. So journal this out. You can see I have lots of journals. I love doing this. Or talk it out, voice record. All of the things that when you think about, who am I blaming? What do I complain about? What do I feel like are the negative Nancys in my life? And get them out. Just kicking them up out of your brain is the first step. It's time to stop looking around for all the reasons why you don't have what you want. But when you look around at your life and you think about all of the things you're grateful for, all of the opportunities, all of the abundance you have, you draw more of that in. So start to kick out the old, get rid of the excuses, get rid of the negativity so that you can start to bring in more. And you'll also start to find that you do have a lot more power over the things that you think you can't change. Step number 2, adopt the mantra, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. It might sound cheesy and you might be rolling your eyes like, okay, a mantra, but the truth is this is how we reprogram our minds. I told you not taking responsibility is a habit that's ingrained. And so in order to break that chain and start building your brain up, you need to pre-program your subconscious. And there's a few ways you can do that. Language is one of the most powerful ways to program your subconscious mind. And your subconscious is cute. It likes rhyming because it's memorable, right? Think about all of the jingles you remember. Definitely want to be leveraging the power of your subconscious and use language to reinforce the beliefs that you want. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. It rhymes, so your subconscious likes it. And it really puts you in that ownership. You are creating all of your experiences, your results, your relationships, the numbers on your bank account, the people you attract into your life as clients. You are creating all of that. 3 things. Create or allow everything in your life. The thoughts that you think, the images you hold in your mind, and the behaviors or the actions that you take. You have 100% control on those things. You can control what you think about through meditation, through building in mantras. You can control what visions you hold in your head by creating vision boards or meditating on your visualizations. And you can control the actions you take. You can just say no, right? DARE programs. Who remembers DARE programs? You can just say no to drugs and alcohol. You can just say no to negative and blaming and excuse thought patterns. So creating a simple mantra, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, throughout your daily routines is one way to start supercharging that ability in your brain. Maybe you want to write it up on your wall so it's one of the things that you see. Maybe you want to put a sticky note on your steering wheel so every time you drive, you get to think to yourself, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. Start taking ownership of the thoughts, images, and behaviors in your life. Create a mantra. 3rd piece. Challenge yourself to actually take 100% responsibility for everything in your life for 1 week. So Mac, my fiance, and I, we did this when we were living in San Francisco together because instead of seeing the garbage out and thinking that's his job, why didn't he do that? I'm gonna get annoyed and agitated. I chose a new response. If I'm 100% responsible for everything in my life, including that garbage, what do I need to do? Most of you are thinking I would take out the garbage, which I didn't, actually. Instead, what I did is I thought to myself, well, he didn't remember. I made a sticky note for him. And I said, hey, babe, don't forget, garbage needs to be taken out today. That was the action. I took responsibility. It made me feel like I was in power. I wasn't just like, oh my God, he didn't do it again. Like, woe is me. I took an action to put myself in the driver's seat. And he took out the garbage. Well, if you take 100% responsibility for everything in your life, you have to start asking yourself, how am I creating or allowing this to happen? I was allowing the garbage to sit there by not asking him to take it out, by not creating a system or a reminder. You might be allowing client refunds to happen by not having a system in place, by not having contracts, by not having an onboarding process, by not having a strong culture in your business. How are you creating or allowing everything in your life? Just ask yourself that for the next week. So when your dog starts distracting you during your YouTube video, ask yourself, how am I creating or allowing that? Oh, well, I didn't close the door. I'm not mad at her. I'm not worked up about it. I just should have closed the door. Moving on. By starting small and noticing these day-to-day patterns, you again start to support and bolster these new muscles in your brain. Your brain is 95% subconscious. That means just 5% of your brain is really being used on a day-to-day. If you can start to shake it up, tap into more of your subconscious, the stuff that you've just been doing on autopilot, the old beliefs you've held for your entire life, you start to supercharge your potential. So while this might help the garbage get taken out or you to have more balance in your household chores, this is also the foundation, the basic mindset that allows entrepreneurs to become limitless. Make the outcome that you desire. You know, my client Stephanie, she was a yoga teacher. She was charging $150 for yoga, teaching at a studio. She was frustrated with her outcome. You know, what would that mean? She'd have to be teaching dozens of classes a week in order to hit her goal, her income, the outcome that she wanted. So she had to change her response. She had to change how she was interacting with the yoga space. Instead of just accepting $150 and that being her response, she needed to make a change. She started working with me, we got creative, we got ingenuitive, and we shifted the way that she delivers yoga. So much that she 100x'd her income. She went from $150 to $15,000 for a yoga contract. She had to update who she was working with. She had to change her systems in her business. She had to bolster that subconscious to really make sure that she felt confident and knew exactly how and why she was going to charge that. But this is how it started. She started taking ownership and realizing, I am complaining about only getting $150 a month, but if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So she listed out all the things that she was blaming, complaining, unsatisfied with, allowing to happen. Remember step 1, journal out everything you're allowing, everything you're blaming, complaining about. And then step number 2, she adopted that mantra, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And because she freed that space in her mindset, she was open. She was able to receive the ideas and the possibility that she could 100x her prices in the way she delivers yoga. She started implementing that in her day-to-day routines, in her day-to-day life. And suddenly it wasn't just about the opportunity to, charge more for yoga or change her business model, but it improved her relationship with her partner. They got engaged. She started feeling more confident in the yoga space. She wasn't worried about what students would say or if they would re-enroll or any of that. She stepped into her power by taking these 3 steps, and she 100x'd her business and got engaged. I am not talking about me. I know it sounds like me. We are very much soul sisters. She's a wonderful client, but this is a real story. We are real people. There's nothing special or unique. We've just leveraged these 3 steps and taken 100% responsibility for our lives and our business outcomes. And you can do the same. That is something you would like some help and support and some accountability and expert advice on doing for your life or your business, I'll drop some resources below. We have a ton of stuff over in my resource library, and I specifically encourage you to reach out and let me know what it is that you want to take responsibility for. All right, quick recap. Number 1, journal out everything that you are blaming or complaining or making excuses about. Just get it out of your head. Bring some awareness to it. Step number 2, adopt the mantra, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. Program that subconscious to work for you, not against you, and inspire you towards new opportunities. Step number 3, just practice. Try it on for size. For 1 week, go ahead and act as if you are 100% responsible for everything in your life and business. Let me know how it goes. Can't wait to see you 100x your results and take 100% responsibility for making your dream life your real life. Until next time, I'm Hannah. Hey, but heck if I remember what, the 50 states are off of the top of my head, unless there's a jingle to it, right? You are creating... How do we do it?